What do you think happens with the Packers? Are they complicit in what happened with Aaron Rodgers? And what happens to Aaron Rodgers? Bigger picture with not just being out with COVID, but is he fined? Is he suspended?
I think there's going to have to be some sort of discipline. Now, I'll say this: I don't follow the rules that closely of when they have to wear a mask or what they have to do if they're unvaccinated. But at a minimum, it feels like Aaron Rodgers and the Packers organization were misleading in this instance. So I'll be curious to see how the NFL comes down. They know it's a very sensitive topic, and frankly, other teams are watching. The thing I keep coming back to, though, Dan, is I hear all the time whether or not you're vaccinated is a personal decision. Personal decision. I get that, but not really when you play for a team, right? Like, not really, for a couple different reasons. I mean, number one, we've all read that you're less likely to test positive, less likely to transmit it, all those things if you're vaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated, you're really not quite doing what's best for the team. And then even just forget that part of it, just the NFLPA rules. I mean, Saquon Barkley tested positive, but because he's vaccinated, if he gets back-to-back negative tests, he can play in the next game. Whereas Rodgers is out at least 10 days, might put him out for the next game. If you're a leader and you're part of a team, it's not really the personal decision that people talk about all the time. It's kind of a team decision, especially if you're a leader and winning the Super Bowl, going to it and winning it is supposed to be a high priority for you.
I was not accused of being naive, but it was mentioned I might be naive because in my mind, I'm thinking Rodgers, in his mind, thinks that he was protected, that he had, this holistic approach and raise your antibodies and you're going to be, because he said when he was asked, hey, have you been vaccinated? And he goes, yeah, I've been immunized. Well, nobody in the room thought to ask him, okay, is he playing games with words here that maybe in his mind he thought he was protected? Although I was told maybe you're being naive and giving Rodgers too much credit, that he did know what he was doing, didn't believe in getting vaccinated, and was sort of taking chances here of being a spreader or getting in it himself.
Well, it sounds like he's got this personal doctor that he really believes in. And if they did some type of therapy to try to boost his antibodies, I think on some level, Rodgers probably did think he was protected. But to me, Dan, that's not the point. Like, Aaron is a really smart guy, and the rules were very clear from the NFL and the NFLPA. So listen, you don't have to agree with the rules, and I know a lot of people don't, but these are the rules of engagement for the 2021 season. So if it's really important to you to win as many games as possible, to try to win a Super Bowl, all those things, you really should be vaccinated, right? Like, if that's a high priority or priority one, win games, win the Super Bowl, because of the way the rules are laid out this year, you really should be vaccinated if that's a high priority for you.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be vaccinated. You have Carson Wentz, who said, I'm not vaccinated. Allen Lazard, Kirk Cousins, they've come out and said they're not vaccinated. Well, they're still playing. I don't know why Rodgers didn't just say, look, I'm not vaccinated. I've been immunized, and I'll go through the COVID protocol. Then I don't know if anybody would have a problem with this, because when's the last time Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz's name came up that they're not vaccinated? I said at the beginning of the year, you're going to have a situation where you have a big-time quarterback test positive, and we're going to see what the fallout is in that quarterback room. Well, Jordan Love somehow escaped this, and the third-string quarterback has COVID. Devontae Adams coming off COVID. Allen Lazard with COVID. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is responsible for that, but I'm curious, if you're a teammate of Aaron Rodgers and you know he did this, was he being deceitful? Was he trying to, be vague? And look at what the fallout is here. And right, what did the Packers know as well? Because did they just say, hey, whatever we do, let's don't upset Aaron, given what happened in the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he didn't want all the criticism that goes along with not being vaccinated, okay? He knows it's a polarizing topic, and he didn't want to face the wrath of the media. It's that simple, because otherwise he would have totally owned it. And I actually give credit to Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz for owning it. Here's the thing, though, Dan. Yeah. I really believe that if Cousins and Wentz tested positive and missed games in the regular season, I think we would be up in arms anyway. They both tested positive in the preseason. So they already missed their time during preseason. I said back then, if this happens to a guy that's especially unvaccinated during the season, it's going to be a really big deal, and it is. If Cousins or Wentz tested positive now and had to miss 10 days, maybe 2 games, I think they'd be getting a lot of flack as well. Maybe not as much as Rodgers, because people didn't know that Rodgers was unvaccinated, but they'd still be getting a lot of criticism.